So this is the Lente. The Lente is one of the Belgian drafts that we got at our last auction. And he is one of the ones, they all had bad feet issues, but he had some of the most severe feet issues. So if you guys watched any of the intake videos, he's the one on his back hoof. The back quarter or back half of that hoof was coming off, and Tawny very bravely wrapped it to make sure that we didn't have any further injury on the way back. When we did get him back, we unwrapped it, evaluated it. Luckily, he wasn't showing any signs of lameness, but we were very concerned about his front feet because his front feet were extremely overgrown and cracked, and then his back feet had the issues as well. His back feet were pretty painful. We did try to get a farrier to do his feet at first, and we just didn't have enough medication to sedate him and make it safe for everybody. So yesterday when we had Dr. Duncan out, she fully laid him out and anesthetized him. And we had 2 farriers working on him at once. So unfortunately, when we had the farriers start working on his hooves, they found things that was not great. So he had the extremely long hooves that were cracked, but he also has what's called canker. So canker is pretty rare, but it does happen, and they get a really serious infection in their hooves, and it just kind of eats away at the tissue. And the only way to fix that completely is through surgical debridement of the tissue. And then they put a special shoe on it with a plate, so that way, every couple days that we can treat it. And if that doesn't happen, the issue will keep going. He'll have even more damage to his feet, and eventually they get to the point that they just can't walk on it. So with him, he's got a lot of things going great for him, but as we all know, no hoof, no horse. And so unfortunately, this isn't something that's just like thrush that we can just put normal topical medications on or stuff like that. If he doesn't get the surgical debridement, we're not gonna be able to get anywhere. We're not gonna be able to fix his feet and save him ultimately. So what we really need is support from our viewers and donations. So that way, we did take him up to Tennessee Equine today to get him evaluated to see what that would look like, being able to treat him. And between the specialized shoes and farrier care and the surgical debridement, it's gonna be a couple $1,000s to be able to save him. But other than that, we don't often get drafts that are in this good condition, aside from his hooves. And so we wanna be able to give him every opportunity possible to save him and make sure that he has a comfortable life moving forward. Especially being a draft horse, he's probably worked his whole life. And we wanna make sure that he has a healthy and safe retirement. So he actually has canker in his front right hoof and then his rear left hoof. But canker is an infectious process that's chronic hypertrophy of the hoof material that it grows. It can start in the frog, but if it's left untreated, it can actually move to the sidewall and to the bars of the hooves. And so that's what was going on with him. He's had it for a while and it had been left untreated to the point that it started, he's having this hypertrophy and those little finger-like projections that was just destroying his entire hoof, and that's how he had part of his hoof break off. And if we can't do the surgical debridement, then that will keep happening on both feet. And especially with how large he is, if we can't fix his feet, he's not gonna be able to walk comfortably. And when you're this big, you have to have your feet in top shape to be able to be comfortable at all. With how hard his life must have been before we were able to rescue him, we just wanna make sure that we can give him the best years of his life from here forward.